Hi, the Unity family. We're back again on your Africa Unity platform with King Idris and Mr. Steve Ade. We are here again to give you guys the weekly insight that we used to come and give you prolific insight about what is going on the home ground in Africa and the international community. What do you think we'll be doing today, sir?
As usual, I believe they will not be disappointed listening to us.
Okay, I know they're going to enjoy this at this time. So my people will be starting with the prolific IG of Ghana. The Ghana police have come out and has already banned all harmful New Year prophecies in Ghana. You're talking about the prophecies of, a lot of prolific pastors, even some Islamic leaders in Ghana that talked about what will happen to people. And most of these are something that the police, IG, Dampari have already come out and they have stated out, I don't want stuff like that in Ghana for this year. So what do you think about that? Like the IG of Ghana doesn't want no prophecy prediction in Ghana at all, because they said a lot of this come true and a lot of people have been going through a lot with this situation. So what do you think about it?
Well, if Dampari, the Ghana police chief, can follow through that statement, I think I'll be very, very happy. Because if you check the 10 poorest countries in the whole world, they are religious countries.
Yeah,
the 10 poorest countries in the whole world are mostly religious countries. So I believe there's a link between the way we practice religion and poverty.
In Africa? In
Africa, even some countries that are not even African countries, if you see they are poor, they are purely religious. So we need to streamline the way we practice religion all over the world.
So do you think what the Ghana chief Dampari is doing, do you think is a good stuff to be done? Because they made this similar prophecy predictions in Nigeria too.
It is mostly in all countries. It's not only in Africa. They make end of the year predictions. And one thing that is particularly worrisome for me is that why is it that it's only end of the year they make such predictions, prophecies?
Yeah.
So does that mean God doesn't speak throughout the year?
God does.
It is only at the end of the year that almost every pastor, almost every prophet, almost religious leader hear from God. So there must be something. There must be something there. And I want to thank this man if he can really, really check these people. Because if we believe that everything we hear from our religious leader comes from God, that is dangerous.
Why is it dangerous? Because
there are a lot of
fake
black sheep among the sheep.
Like fake
a lot of them
are
fake. A lot of them are fake. A lot of them are fake, and we need to check. See Rwanda, for instance. The President Paul Kagame insisted that before you become a religious leader, you must go to school. You must be read. You can't just wake up one day and say, God has spoken to you. You establish a religious center and begin to lie to people. The bad ones among them are giving the good ones the bad name they have. So that is the problem. They mislead a lot of people.
So what do you think about when Dampari owed Shatawale about his prediction, and Shatawale was trying to secure what they said is going to happen to him, like they're going to kill, he's going to die last year, and we see Shatawale come with this kit when he releases music, and Dampari in Ghana, the Ghana chief is not playing, so he arrested Shatawale, and Medical too, his partner was flashing gun. He arrested Medical too, that they have to go to court, they have to fight for their freedom. Is what he's doing. What do you think about what he's doing in Ghana?
No, I wish that thing can be done in Nigeria.
Nah, it will never happen in Nigeria.
That's why I wish it could be done in Nigeria, because our religious leaders in Nigeria are among the worst in the world.
They need to be dealt with.
They are among the most powerful in the world.
You're right.
If you list out the 10 biggest churches in the world, I'm very sure at least 6 will be from Nigeria.
You're very right.
They have a lot of followers, millions of followers. So whatever they say, people will tend to believe.
We've seen a lot of fake prophecies, pastors that sell water. Even some Muslim too. It's not only the Christian side.
It's only that because Christians, you can, in Islamic faith, you can't own a church. You can't own a mosque.
You can't own a mosque.
But in Christianity, you can own a church. Some people will come and say they sell blood of Jesus. And people are so gullible to buy. If you don't check them, it will continue.
Buy blood of Jesus.
Blood of Jesus.
It's not even new. They sell water to people. In COVID era to cure COVID, water to cure COVID.
This is a medical problem. So, if Ghana, we want to sanitize their religious environment, it is good. Shatta Wale is a big shot in Ghana.
Big superstar.
He's a big superstar. And if this man can put him to order with his counterpart medical, it is good. It is good. It is a pointer that this man is serious about what he says.
He really means business.
Yeah,
because
business. I know this will step down a lot of people in giving out fake prophecies.
Yeah, for sure. And Ghana is it's been chosen as the most peaceful country in West Africa. And they want a lot of foreign investors to come back to the country, to invest more. So this is the reason why the prolific Ghana chief has come out and have already been fighting this issue. This is what we're talking on AfricaUnitytv.
Sorry to cut you. The Qatar 2022 that just finished.
Yeah.
A man predicted that Germany and Belgium will play in the final. Both teams did not even qualify from their group stage. Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
If by mistake, by coincidence, those two countries play in the final, that man will become a super prophet.
And people will be waiting for another prediction from you.
That is the problem. People lie too much on the name of God. They should not be allowed to continue. And unfortunately, this thing is even going beyond Africa. The last election, I saw a lady, Paula White, saying Donald Trump will win the election. It was because no, we need to check these people. We need to check them.
So it's a great innovation and great invention from the prolific Ghana chief, Dampari. Is something that we see that can easily happen in Nigeria too, which I'll be very happy about it if this happen in Nigeria, because Nigeria have enormous population, enormous pastors, enormous Muslims, enormous different kind of religions in Africa and mostly in Nigeria, and a lot of people come out with fake prophecy like almost every year. We hope what they're doing in Ghana, they can do the same too.
I hope so.
In Nigeria.
We need some sanity in Nigeria too.
Need some sanity in Nigeria. So my people on AfricaUnity platform with KingIdris, is all about the unification of Africa. We are here giving insight about what is going on in the home ground in Africa and everything that is going on around the world. So we'll be going to the next one. We'll be talking about Ghana and Nigeria, form of taxation from taxation, and they are now graduating to industrialization in Africa. And most of the African countries in Africa, most of them don't have the same developmental growth that Ghana and Nigeria had in terms of crude oil development and industrialization, like taking the business to the greater level. So what do you think about Ghana and Nigerian government that come out to talk about them going from taxation to industrialization, with the rise of oil? Ghana too is an oil company. They had their own crude oil like Nigeria too. So what do you think about this development in Africa from taxation to industrialization? Truly, and they base all this on the oil money. So what do you think? Do you think this is a good idea for the African people?
Industrialization is the best form of development we have now. And that is the only thing that can help African countries. Population of China is almost the population of the whole of Africa. About 1.5 billion.
Yeah, you're right.
China, one country.
Yeah, only one country, yeah.
But because China is highly industrialized, China is able to fend for its populace. Africa is largely under-industrialized. And that is what we need. If we industrialize only on agriculture, that is enough for Africa.
We should know that we base our development on agriculture.
Yes, we have comparative advantage in agriculture. We have the land mass.
Yeah, very big Arabian land in Africa.
Yes, and our land is predominantly arable. We can plant almost everything in Africa.
Anything.
Almost everything.
You're right.
There are countries that can plant coffee very well. There are countries that can plant cocoa very well. Palm tree, all sorts of things. So we need to industrialize, to
like
maximize.
Kenya, like Congo, like Rwanda that had enormous cocoa, enormous, resources too. So
if we industrialize, we'll be able to maximize what we have. We don't need to depend so much on natural resources every time. Because unfortunately, the natural resources we have, we cannot explore, we cannot put them through processes to refine them.
Like the normal processes, they have to take them
abroad. We have to take them abroad again.
They take the money on them and they bring it back to us too.
Imagine, Africa countries are good for cocoa planting, especially West Africa. Unfortunately, right. I don't know there's any company in Africa that makes chocolate.
Some in Ghana, some country in Ghana,
Nigeria.
And before in Nigeria, we don't have.
No. So we need to export our cocoa for them to make chocolate that we buy again.
And they bring it back to us and we pay more money on it.
In Nigeria, we have to export our crude oil. We import refined
crude oil,
refined petroleum
and we still pay for it too.
Of course we pay.
And we can't take to the grace of China what China do in their own economy, when like 5,000 years ago China have their they have their culture, their tradition. They're the first people to to found gunpowder and a lot of other development. But Ghana in Africa have tried their best to stay on the industrialization policy, because they see the greatness of China in the world. Because now China was once the poorest country in the world, but now is one of the most powerful countries in the world. And the reason why China themselves had this business agreement with African countries is to promote their own intensives, like their own finished product to the world, because there's no other people that's going to accept them. The only two people that want to accept them is Indian or African, and Indian have their own high built classic industrialization company that is going great in the world. Like they have a lot of stuff they have already invested in. So the other people to welcome China is only in Africa.
Africa generally is like a dumping ground for finished products.
Why do you say that? Because
we don't produce anything. So whatever they produce in other countries, they bring them to Africa. We have the population
to consume.
The population of Africa is like one quarter of the whole world.
Yeah, you're right. And we have the highest grain of fruit.
We don't produce anything. Do you know that in sub-Saharan Africa, we are the highest producer of children. We procreate higher than everybody in the world. Averagely, a woman produces 4.6 children.
Wow.
Averagely. In other climes, maybe 1.5, 2. So they
even
know
China with their economy,
it's two
with their
per
money,
family.
2 per family. If you are rich, you have 3 children. They even have a belt to control their birth rate in China.
These industrialized countries know. They know our population will explode.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
They produce, we have to buy.
And we consume a lot too.
We consume. When you don't produce, the only thing for you is to consume. Unfortunately,
the consumer culture. That's what we have, not the production culture.
Preservative. We can't produce and even preserve. Even food items like yam cassava, we don't preserve. So we produce and consume. Because we are not highly industrialized. So that is why these people will continue to produce and ship them to us.
And we continue to consume.
So industrialization is the best for Africa. Unfortunately, that's the area we are not looking. The only area we look at is natural resources.
On just what we have.
Yeah, natural resources. It's not even what we are, it's what God has given us.
Like Ghana,
it's not by our effort.
Like we can take Ghana to be an example. After they discover crude oil in Ghana in 2010, from 2012, Ghana based all its money, all their revenue, they based it back to their economy, and Nigerian do the same thing too. And still yet we stay in debt. And that's what I don't understand. Like with all these natural resources, why are we still in debt to these people?
If you have natural resources and you can't refine them, you need to depend on those who can do that for you. And they cut the short because they know all those resources are waste.
Yeah,
until you take those things to them. So my people. So we need to industrialize. That's the only way out for us. That's the only way out.
For all African children.
All African countries.
So my people, the Ghana and Nigerian government are moving from taxation to industrialization, you know, and based all this on the rise of the oil money they make, and they based it back to the economy for the development of African countries. So my people will be going to the next one. We'll be talking about Rwanda president. The African prolific president from Rwanda talks about the influence and position of Africa in the international community. The reason why he said this in the Summit of African Summit is he purposely said he doesn't want no country around the world to look down Africa, that we have the most prolific position and influence in the international community. You can see what happened between Ukraine and Russia with the war, and now the gas and oil, you know, production is coming down, and the next person for the United States of America to turn to, like Biden, is the African leaders. That's why I called them for the summit. So what do you think about this?
No.
Do you think they want to extort us, or what Kagame, Paul Kagame is saying, the prolific president of Rwanda, is saying about Africa? Is he saying the truth, that we have the accurate and the most prolific position and influence in the international communities?
You know, Kagame is one president that will always have my respect. Up to around 1980, 81, 82, 83, Nigerians didn't need visa to go to UK or to America. Nigeria was good at that time. Between that time and now,
economy was good.
So up to around 1980, 81, 82, Nigerians would travel to UK, would travel to US without a visa. All we needed to do was flash our passport and we have access. Between then and now, it's a period of about 40 years. And Nigeria squandered all the wealth. Nigeria became poor in a period of 40 years.
Because of corruption, nepotism, greediness of our leader.
At a time, the president, the ruler of a country called Nigeria, set out that the problem with Nigeria was not money, but how to spend the money.
How to spend the money. So
that was Yakubu Gowon.
So what about the educated elite that we had?
No.
Like the senator, they should it
was a military
regime, and it was a young officer.
I know he became president at the age of 32 or so.
Yeah, 32.
He was even single. He was not even married.
Yeah, he got married when he was in power. Yeah,
that was a time Nigeria had affluence,
excess money,
and we wasted it in 40 years. By contrast, look at Rwanda. Rwanda fought a civil war that almost killed everybody in that country.
Yeah, among themselves.
Yes, among the Tutsi and Hutu, the North and South.
Yeah,
the country became a waste of itself.
For sure.
Between 1990 and now, about 32 years, see what Rwanda has become.
The president will do a good job.
Good leadership.
One of the most cleanest countries in Africa.
Kigali is the cleanest city in Africa.
The capital of Rwanda.
Yes, the capital of Rwanda is the cleanest city in Africa. Now, this man, I believe, knows what he's saying.
Oh, for sure. He really knows.
Africans.
He's unapologetic about it. He doesn't even care about these people. He just say his own mind.
If you are serious, you can turn things around. There's a joke somebody shared with me and said, some people in the world, different countries, went to God, say, God, you gave Nigeria intelligent men. You gave them natural resources. You gave them almost everything. Why? This is bias. God said, wait and see the kind of leaders I will give them. So the bane of Nigeria is poor leadership.
There's no good leadership in Nigeria at all the people that have been in power, there's nobody you can point out that is a good leader.
I can recommend this is a good leader.
From the ceremonial president to the president.
Look at J.J. Rawlings in Ghana. Everybody knew that was a good man. Everybody knew that was a good leader of Ghana. He turned things around in Ghana.
Yeah. And he left a good mark in Ghana. Yeah.
Simple man. In fact, to me, that was the foundation of a present good Ghana.
The new era of Ghana.
Yeah, of new era of Ghana. So Kagame too is doing the same thing in Rwanda.
He's trying his best.
And if it depends so much on these foreign people, they will take advantage of us as they have been doing. They don't give aid for nothing. They get something back.
So, but what he's saying that we have a prolific influence and a position in the international community.
Of course we do, because most of all the natural resources
come from Africa. And they have to deal with us.
And they have
it's
to.
A must.
They have to.
No matter our position, they have to deal with us.
They have to. But they are more clever than we are. They are more united than we are. That is the problem. They will come to Africa and take our resources and go. They will do that, except to form a kind of unity. The kind that Kwame Nkrumah was saying in those days. The kind Gaddafi was saying.
One Africa.
One Africa.
One togetherness.
We must be together.
We should enforce the power together.
Because these people need us. And they are more powerful. So they will get what they want to get.
Okay. So thank you very much. Every time you give us a lot of insight in anything we ask, and I really appreciate that. So let's go to the next one. We'll be talking about the Nigerian citizens. Now, they react on the view about the Nigerian president, the sitting president, President Buhari. They talk about his tenure. What do you think about his tenure? Like the 8 years he used, the first 4 years and the second 4 years.
The 8 years of Buhari
what do you think changed in Nigeria?
Is the worst in the history of Nigeria.
Why do you say it's the worst in the history of Nigeria?
Apart from that of the Civil War. Now in Nigeria, we cannot say clearly a part of the country that is safe.
In Nigeria?
In Nigeria today, there are places where terrorists will send notes
that they are coming
to the people and say, contribute money for us, or that will come and kidnap you. And people will contribute money and go and give kidnappers.
So
go and give terrorists.
So, but what about the local security groups that they are doing now, like the Amotekun, like the Onyabo in Ikorodu, and other, security outlet, the little ones in the state?
Up till now, they are still kidnapping. The busiest road in Nigeria is Lagos-Ibadan Expressway.
And they have killed a lot of people.
Kidnappers kidnap along that route.
Yeah, you're right.
So what are we saying? Nowhere is safe. In Nigeria, terrorists attack train and kidnap people from train.
And the government have to go and pay the ransom for these people.
Of course.
Because they're the one that paid the ransom for these
Today,
people.
we have somebody called Sheikh Gumi, who is interfacing between terrorists and government. In Nigeria. So Nigeria is not safe.
So what power did Gumi have that is the only one that has to go and see these terrorists and talk to them?
Just 2 days ago, Gumi said again that Nigerians should not vote for those who will kill terrorists. That Nigerians should vote for those who will negotiate with these terrorists.
So every time the northern province, like their children over there, had issue, or they started, this bandit issue and terrorist issue, is something to be looking to, like his son and the children of the nation.
Now we are talking about the government as a whole now, government of Buhari. I'm just talking of how safe Nigeria is.
Do you think Buhari don't want to say nothing because most of these kidnappers, they're from the Fulani tribe?
No, wait. That is just an aspect of insecurity.
Oh, okay.
In the southeast, where we have the Igbos, it is a standard now that every Monday they do sit at home. Nobody should go to work. They say they need to secede. They will have to leave Nigeria. So that place is not safe.
For their secession?
Yes.
They don't work on Mondays now to protest.
So the kind of protest. Yes, the kind of protest.
I don't know this. It's surprising to me.
Every poster, every political poster, bill, you see that they tear it down. They say they want to secede. That place is not safe.
But they're part of Nigeria. They even have the leading candidate now for the presidency.
They say they want to leave. That is to show how divided the country is, how unsafe the country is. In the West, the Yorubas, they too say they want their own nation.
They want their
The ringleader of that Yoruba nation agitation, Chief Sunday Igboho, is in exile in Benin Republic.
Benin Republic.
So, which part of the country is safe?
So the West have their own issue, Amotegun, and the Southeast have their own issue, and the Middle Belt, they have their own issue too. And in the northern province, like the Northeast, that's the home of the terrorists in Nigeria.
So, which regime in Nigeria can we compare? Did we have it so bad? As at now, a bag of rice is about 50,000 naira. Just for 25th December, Christmas, a chicken, a fowl, was about 15,000 naira.
So,
and there are some people who are on 30,000 naira minimum wage.
Yeah, you're right.
You're
right.
It is never this bad. It is during this regime that Nigeria became the poverty capital of the whole world.
And it's
the poorest country in the whole world.
This regime that our debt from 7.6 trillion, just triple off to like 44 trillion naira.
When this Muhammad Buhari, the president, took over as a military head of state, December 31st, 1983, dollar was like maybe around 1 naira to a dollar. Now, a dollar is about 750 naira.
It's just going up.
It's just
every
going up.
Day.
It's just going
and
up.
And other countries, they are looking for a way to bring their own down. Like Ghana went to IMF. Yeah, it's doing something.
It's doing something. Even Kenya.
They have the same issue too. They are doing far better.
Yeah. And we call ourselves the giant of Africa. We have all the resources. We have all the intellectuals in the whole world.
But we don't have nothing to take. This is the worst
period in Nigerian history. It's clear. There are no two arguments about this. This is the worst in the history of Nigeria.
So my people, this is what we talked about on Africa Unity platform. It's all about unity. We're giving you guys insight on what is going on our own ground in Africa and among our people. We want the best for African children, all African children. We want the best for all African people. That's the reason why you sit down every week and talked about everything going around the world, and we hope the African leader will make it right. So we'll be going to the next topic, my brother. We'll be talking about the National Assembly of Nigeria, that they have this issue about the supplementary debt of Nigeria, and a lot of it coming up to about the renewed money that Nigeria renewed. The National Assembly are really talking deep about this. They want to know how much they spend on renewing this money, and they have the CBN chairman, like how much the governor, how much do you guys spend to make this money? Because the supplementary debt of Nigeria is going high, and this man said he will never disclose that. So what do you think about it?
Now, what is most painful about Nigeria's situation is that Nigeria has no business being poor. If it is a country like Niger, Sudan, you can understand. Nigeria has all the resources, everything to be a great nation.
In the world.
In the world. That is the problem.
Even some people said Nigeria should have been the America for the all black communities in the world. In Africa, the America in Africa in terms of the infrastructure, development, everything's going on. So it will be a place that all black people around the world will come to. That's not what Nigeria is becoming. Ghana is overtaking Nigeria in that now. That is
how Nigeria should be for all black races around the world. But it's unfortunate that this corruption is a big problem. It is a big, even the new Naira design. Many people have ridiculously say this is not design, this is recoloring.
Recoloring of Naira.
Just recoloring.
Why do you say that? Did they complain about
I've seen myself just put a piece of cloth in water and rub it on the note. The color will peel out. It is not fantastic. And then this is the first time we are minting our currency ourselves. This is the first time. And we have this issue.
So is that the reason why they're asking Emefiele?
Because
the CBN,
because the quality is poor.
Governor, they need to know how much they spend on. Yeah, you're right.
They need to know how much did you spend on this poor quality. I can bet it with you. In the next 3-4 years, they will need to do something again, because the quality is poor.
No, it will take them under 24 years to change the number, because this last one, it takes them 24 years to change it.
That is if the quality is good. One of the qualities of money anywhere is durability. It has to be durable. If it's not durable, what will they do? They will need to change it.
If you were to compare the last currency of Nigeria,
of course, the old is better by miles.
Far better than this new
this
one.
one is nothing.
But why can't the CBN governor just tell them how much they used to make that money?
No. In Nigeria, whatever that involves money is always put in the dark. Because I know corruption must have a hand in it.
You're right. You're right.
For example, let me give you an example, the one that is clear. The blue line rail in Lagos State.
Yeah, the new train line.
Train line in Lagos State. They just opened in Lagos State.
Yeah.
The Chinese that constructed the line, in the Chinese stock exchange, it is written 350 million.
In the
That's
Chinese
the cost.
Exchange in China.
China,
because they make everything transformation.
Open,
yeah, you're right.
It's cost 350 million US dollars.
They're very transparent in everything.
Nigeria that awarded the contract is about $150 billion.
So which one do we believe now?
Of course.
Is it from the producer or from the
of course,
from the maker?
We know in this case we know what happens.
It's corruption.
So
they have embezzled
any contract issued out, it is in most cases it's less than the half you hear in public.
So that's why the supplementary debt is just climbing up.
Now, today, local debt in Nigeria is about 22 trillion naira. Look at the whole Nigerian contractors in Nigeria, about 22 trillion naira. Not to talk of external debt. And remember, during the reign of former President Olusegun Obasanjo, we had debt relief.
Yeah, in the country.
Yeah, they forgave us all our debt. So that means from then till now, we are starting from zero again. Zero debt. Now, see how much we have. Maybe around 40 something trillion.
It has increased. It's 498 trillion in increasements in debt.
You see, from zero in a period of about 15 or so years.
498 trillion.
So
increase in debt.
This is part of it. This is what we cause part of it.
So people,
that is the problem.
The debt in Africa is something our leaders should work hard, to eradicate, because it's really affecting the production of our people. Because a lot of taxation, is the people that will still bear the cost. So this is what we're saying on Africa Unity TV. Like our leaders in Africa need to do the main job like the other countries in the world are doing and helping their own people. A lot of Africans business owners need a lot of fund, a lot of aid, a lot of assistance, and it's not coming through. And the government of the day are still going to tax these people for more money. So my people, I don't know how they want to eradicate the supplementary debt in Nigeria and in Africa, but my people, we need to move to the next one. We'll be talking about the United States of America. Floyd Mayweather talks about moving his 50 million boxing business to Nigeria, and 37 locations, like the training center is going to build 37 locations in Nigeria. What do you think about this development from this billionaire?
No, Floyd Mayweather is everybody knows he's a man that has good record when it comes to boxing. All his professional fights, he won all of them. Everything. So
nobody beat him before.
Yeah. So it's a good face when it comes to boxing.
And he's even the highest earner in exhibition matches.
He's a billionaire in sports.
Right.
In fact, to me, I'm not very sure. The first billionaire in sports is Tiger Woods.
Yeah,
Tiger Woods is the first person to become billionaire from sports.
Followed by Cristiano Ronaldo and other prolific people.
I'm talking of billions, not millions.
Oh.
Ronaldo does not have billions.
But
the last time I watched Ronaldo's interview, Ronaldo was around 500 million.
So you mean
Tiger Woods was a billionaire?
Okay, what about Mayweather? You mean he's more richer than?
No, I don't know exactly what the worth of Mayweather.
network.
I don't know, but I know Mayweather is rich. Is very, very rich. I know that.
So do you think he's going to make some changes in Nigeria economy?
You know,
with 50 million boxing business in Nigeria.
If you look
$50
at
million.
If you look at the list of heavyweight champions.
The heavyweight champions.
Heavyweight champion in boxing.
Yeah, in their
AJ.
Oh,
Anthony
okay.
Joshua is of Nigerian origin.
Yeah.
Samuel Peter is of Nigerian origin.
And they are all world champions.
These are world champions in boxing.
And they have never built nothing in Nigeria.
Now, I don't think there's any country in Africa that has produced heavyweight champions
like Nigeria. No, nobody. So on the international level,
as a heavyweight champion, these are heavyweight champions. One heavyweight champion.
It's only Nigerians. Yeah.
Now, the choice of Nigeria is correct.
Oh, you're very right.
It's very correct.
It is.
That is one. Two, the population of Nigeria is encouraging.
Oh, for sure. For the you're right. When he invests that money, he's going to make a lot out of it with the population. Yeah, and we consume a lot too.
No, we said it before. The only thing Nigeria says now that is credible is entertainment.
For sure.
So if he starts this business, in fact, you have more than enough people to enroll for it.
Because we have the population,
we have the ability,
our
we have interest the energy. In Nigeria is how to make money now.
You're right. And everybody's on the edge now.
Everybody's ready. You know, if this will work, I am telling you, a lot of Nigerian youth will be off the street. For sure, because there are positive youth too that want, good or bringing new development in the country. Was discovered from the street. Yeah, in Catskill. Yes, Catskill was. Yeah, so there are a lot of people on the street that will be interested in doing this thing. And of course, it will boost the economy. And I think it will reduce crime. It's going to reduce crime and it's going to boost the economy. And I think the influx of Nigeria in the UFC too, like Kamaru Usman, like Israel Adesanya, and other prominent youth that they have, like Yakubu and other stuff. I think that's the reason why a lot of prominent fighters think of Nigeria before other countries. Yes. Think of Nigeria. So this is a good one from Mayweather. This is a good one. My only fear now is, I pray Nigerian factor will not play again against this development. I just pray that they will not ask this man to bring money before you start this business. That is why is it that every time you talk down on Nigerian government, you think when Nigeria wanted to start a mobile telecommunication in Nigeria, the first one that came was I think Econet or something. Econet, yes. That later turned to Zelle. Yes. Yeah. They could not start immediately because of bribe that our lawmakers were asking. From them. It was because MTN could play the ball very well. They understood the game. That is why MTN is thriving. I am very sure some people will be somewhere thinking of how to take advantage of this initiative. And embezzle money from this development. That is my fear. But if this thing can go through, I am very, very sure in the next 5-6 years, we have champions. In Africa? Yes, from this initiative. Because it's not only Nigeria that will benefit this. All other countries too. From other countries will come, of course. Yes. And I know if he invests in Nigeria, he's going to go to Ghana. Because there's no business you do in Nigeria. You got to go to Ghana too. You have to, even like you see the Afrobeats musicians, if you made an album in Nigeria now, if you want to run your airplay, you want to do your promotion in Africa, once you're done with Nigeria, you have to go to Ghana. Remember there was a time, Nollywood, our film industry, there was a time majority of their cast are Ghanaians. Yeah, like John Dumelo. Most of them fantastic artists from Ghana. In fact, you go to a stage, Nigerians were complaining. These people will take over the industry. Yes. So, and they are very good actors too. Of course, very good actors. Very good standout, fanvika, prolific people. And they show their worth too. See, Ghanaians are good. Yeah, for sure. Ghanaians are good. Give it to when we are in those days when we were in secondary school. Some of the best teachers we had were Ghanaians. My best of them. First English teacher
It's Mr. Nasir, is from Ghana, is from Kumasi. I will never forget that.
Very good teachers.
He taught me a lot about oral English.
Yes. So Ghana is a good place. Ghanaians are fantastic people. Nigerians too are good. It is this leadership that is our problem. This corruption.
Do you think it's the leadership or our population is our problem?
No. China. We are just like about 1/5 of China. China is far more populated. India is far more populated.
You're right.
Nigeria got independence in 1960. I think India in 1947.
Yeah.
So it's not a matter of population. It's a matter of leadership. Direction. That is the problem.
The right direction.
If you have good leaders in Nigeria, somebody said, we are talking about African unity. Say, fix Nigeria first. Let Nigeria be united first.
Before we move to other
Because we say
countries.
Africa, if Nigeria is united, if Nigeria is good, he said African countries will be good.
You remember when Nigeria started with the initiative of the NSAS and all this movement and protest? You know, it fell to other African countries too. Everybody followed after Nigeria immediately.
So that is the problem. I just pray that Floyd Mayweather will be given free hand to do what he knows how to do best.
Okay, so it's a new development that is coming up, and we look forward to it, and we hope the Nigerian government is not going to send this brother away with their corruption and nepotism. They're going to let him do what he want to do in Nigeria. 50 million naira in that $50 million in that economy, it will be a big one, and 37 location will be one big force for all African people, not only Nigerians. Because on my platform, we talk about African unity. We talk about all African people wheresoever you come from South Africa to Sudan, Ethiopia, Somalia, just mention them. Once you're in Africa, we talked about you and others. So my people will be going to the next one on AfricaUnity platform today. We'll be talking about the Nigerians and Ghanaians that have been caught in Ghana and has already been sentenced to 10 years after the 3 years they used in kidnapping 2 Canadians in Ghana. Kidnapping these 2 people in Ghana, 3 Nigerians and 5 Ghanaians. And 4 out of these 8 people have been found guilty in the court of Ghana in Kumasi. So what do you think about this? This is the kind of embarrassment a lot of Nigerians bring to us. What do you think about this?
It is sad.
It's very, very sad.
It is sad.
They kidnapped these people for $800,000. They kidnapped these people for $800,000. They want $800,000 from these Canadian people. Where did they want them to see this money? Are they picking money from the tree? Now they've exposed Nigeria and Ghana, these 2 beautiful countries that have adequate relationship. Truly, we know there are some Ghanaians too in Nigeria that will be doing some, but this one have already went viral. $800,000 from this kidnapping, and they called them 10 years. So what do you think about this?
Yeah, the time they will be serving in prison serves them well, but it's unfortunate. Every time we talk about Africa, what we want to say is the good thing about Africa, but
not the bad things.
Not the bad things.
Right.
Bad things happen everywhere.
For sure.
We know, but Africa is a continent where we need to be more united.
For sure.
So that we
for
need
our
to
growth.
grow. We need to grow. These things like this is
Kidnapping.
not helping us. The victims here are Canadians. They have come to help.
They came back to Africa for the year of return in 2019. That's the reason why they came, because this happened in 2019. But they're just sentencing them now.
It happened in 2019.
And they used 3 years already.
2 of them were kidnapped. Women, they were kidnapped.
They forced them from their hostel.
Of course, they took them from the hostel. 8 of them, 3 Nigerians, 5 Ghanaians. Out of these 8, 4 have been found guilty and convicted. Unfortunately, quite unfortunately, all the 3 Nigerians involved in this have been found guilty, and they will spend the next 10 years in jail. I don't want to sound too bad on Nigerians, but out of 8, the only 3 Nigerians have been found guilty already, so they are likely to be the ringleaders.
And they're very, very young. They're 27 years of age, 28 years of age.
This is one of the bad result of bad society we have in Nigeria. There is no country in the world that I know that is as lavish as Nigeria.
Nobody. No country in the world.
Even poor people, we go to party and throw money at people. And spray money. I've even learned that some people will go and borrow money.
To spend at the party.
They spend at the party to show off. Those they spend the money for, they will tell them, I've sprayed like 100,000, but my intention was to give you 20,000. Give me the change of 80,000.
They do that too?
They say they do that. They say they do that.
So it's just to show off. It's just show off for the money, just for show off.
And this is having bad effect on youth.
On our economy.
This is having bad. All these people now, they are young boys, 27, 28.
28.
Why would they? How will you tell me that a 27-year-old young man we need $100,000?
Yeah, so they want to share the money like $100,000 each out of $800,000.
Why would you? So a young man of 27,000, you demanding ransom for 100,000.
What did they even need the money for?
What would you need the money for? Most of them, remember some months back, one certain Leon in Rivers State, Nigeria.
Yeah.
Who will go on social media and be asking people, work hard, money is good. He was a kidnapper until he was caught.
Yeah, he was a kidnapper, yeah.
Flashing dollars on social media.
I have a lot of concert with Nigerian artists, spend a lot of money in the
This is probably what these boys want to do. They will get money, go to party, take guests, go to clubs.
And they'll be saying, it's all for God,
yes.
all the power of God, and they are the one doing shady stuff to other people.
So, when Nigeria made a law that nobody should spray money at parties, people continue. In the event of that law, nobody was arrested.
Do you think the high rate of kidnapping that they're doing in Nigeria, like they transport, they're just taking it to other countries too?
If things are getting tough in Nigeria for them, they will go to other countries and do it.
And do the same thing.
They do it. Why not?
But is that a good name for us?
Of course, even for their family, it is not a good name. But if you are used to a certain kind of lifestyle,
they have indulged in that bad
character. It is difficult for you to change immediately. That is the problem. You leave Nigeria and go to Ghana.
You skip Togo.
And go and do kidnapping. The other time we are talking of Nigeria going to Ghana to do prostitution.
Yeah.
This one is worse. You go to another man's country, you kidnap foreigners.
Yeah, in that country. Because they are foreigners in Ghana.
They are foreigners,
they're Africa.
They are Canadians. No, I'm talking of their victim, Canadians. If tomorrow they could not find Canadians to kidnap, they will kidnap Ghanaians.
And this will be, they have a lot of issue in the market too.
So that is the problem.
Some kidnapping and some killings. They say Nigerians are influencing Ghanaians to do this bad.
This is a testimony. I can't blame Ghanaians. Since all the kidnappings we have recorded in Nigeria, I've not seen any Ghanaian among them.
Yeah, kidnapping people in Nigeria. No, never. You never see
I've
that.
not seen Ghanaians.
It's not because we're on this platform. I'm just saying the truth.
This is the fact. I've not seen any Ghanaian caught kidnapping in Nigeria. But now we have seen Nigerian caught kidnapping in Ghana. So that's the problem. What is the possibility that there are not many of them, apart from these ones?
Underground, that nobody knows about.
They have not caught now. So this is the problem.
So my people, we African children need to do a good job, mainly Nigerians, even some Ghanaians too, because the world is watching us. The world is watching us. We need to put good reputation, because it's going to affect other people that want to do business in this country, who just want to go there and enjoy themselves. They see them as the other people that have did the bad thing in that country. So on my platform, it's all about unification. It's not about to pull no country down. I'm not in here to pull Nigerian down for Ghana. We're just giving you the prolific insight on what happened. It's viral already, but we're talking about it.
But sorry, in addition to that, these are just 3 Nigerians.
Yeah.
I know many Nigerians in Ghana that are doing fantastically well, doing perfectly well in Ghana.
Yeah,
so these are not the face of Nigeria. They are just the black sheep among the black sheep of Nigeria. There are a lot of Nigerians in Ghana that are doing very, very, very well. So this is not to say that Nigerians are completely bad. No. Nigerians are doing very, very well all over the world. Everywhere. In the US, in the United Kingdom, everywhere they are doing
it's just
well.
for us to stop all these bad attitude.
These are just the bad ones. They are not representation of Nigeria. They are just representation of themselves. That is the line they have chosen. And I pray they serve the complete 10 years in jail so that when they come back, they know how to be hardworking and live decent life.
The court sentenced them to 10 years,
yes.
But they used 3 years already.
The court did not recognize the 3 years.
3 years they used.
They have to spend full term, 10 years.
I like that.
Yes.
So my people will be going to the next one. You know, on AfricaUnity platform, it's all for the greatness of African people. It's all for African greatness. So we'll be talking about Congo cobalt, the truth about Africa resources, and Congo cobalt. So what Kai talks about this expensive natural resources from Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo.
Congo is fortunate to have cobalt. We don't have that in Nigeria.
Nah, we don't have it. They have its excess over there.
Yeah, they have it.
And like Texas.
I think they have the biggest reserve of cobalt in the whole world.
Yes. They do, because they have 15,000 people working in the pit at the same time.
In the mines.
In the mines at the same time.
So Congo is fortunate. But this opportunity, will they be able to follow it through? That is maximize the advantage of what this natural resource
can do for the country.
Them, turn the country around.
Yeah.
Because I learned that this cobalt is used in making batteries, smartphone, smart devices all over the world.
Even Tesla. Even electric vehicles.
Recent vehicles.
Yeah.
Especially Tesla that you mentioned. All of them have devices installed in them.
Yeah.
Like, they have devices stored in them. So they will need it. And I know all these European countries, American countries, we want to do business with them. But again, management of resources is very, very important. Now, Congo does not have the technical know-how to do this thing. No. They have to export them.
Nah, because even the people that work in the mine, in the mine pit, it don't supposed to be like 15,000. It should be some excavator, doing this work.
That is part of the management we are talking of.
In Africa.
In Africa, you need to manage your resources. You need to manage people. See, in Qatar 2022, when people are complaining of the inhuman condition they subjected the workers who built the stadium and
they spent 250
about 200 billion. Yes. Now, about 15,000 you said work in the mine.
Yeah, in the pits.
Now in Congo, have you ever seen Western media talking about it?
No,
because this one will benefit them. They will not talk about
benefit the European countries. Yeah, you're right.
When we are talking of mine, this is digging of feet into the ground. It can collapse
anytime.
It can collapse anytime.
And they have multitude people working at the same time.
So this is the problem we have in Africa. I believe the interest of the government of Congo now is the money, not the welfare of the people. Because
Tesla is involved.
Most countries will be involved because they need this resource to function very well. So Africa, we should try as much as possible treat ourselves well
and take good care of ourselves.
If you want to do this, all those countries you want to send this to, you can ask them in exchange, send equipment that will make mining
and
easier.
Invest more in the business.
I can tell you, in the next 5-10 years, you see the ecological damage in Congo because of this mining.
In Democratic Republic of Congo.
Yes, because when you mine and you have about 15,000 mining at the same time, that is large excavation.
It's too much.
So they need to put things in place so that when the effect of mining will come, they are ready to contain it.
Like, like let's use Saudi Arabia as an example. They say when they put oil in Saudi Arabia, it's going to finish, it to be in 500 years.
Okay.
Which a lot of people said they don't even believe it's going to finish in. And look at 500 years. And look at the enormous investment that the Saudi Arabia, Crown Prince and the organization, the Aramco Oil, have already invested in this oil business that make them the richest country in the world, part of the richest country in the world. And at the time, this is just a desert country that had nothing to provide. But look at what Qatar, Dubai, and Saudi Arabia, and even Oman do with their crude oil money.
In the 80s, I listened to Asari Dokubo, one of the strong force in the Riverine Niger Delta area in Nigeria.
Yeah, Asari Dokubo.
Asari Dokubo, everybody knows him.
Yeah.
He said in 1983, if you fly in Dubai, the highest building was 4-story building.
In
1983, yes, 83.
The highest
building was a 4-story building. Wow. Today, we have the highest building in the world in Dubai.
Sky-rising building.
Highest building in the whole world.
Different kind of
today
building in the world.
Dubai is an example of architectural masterpieces. Anywhere in the world.
They made Elon Musk whatsoever development and whatsoever is doing to look like a child's play.
Everybody likes to go to Dubai now.
Yeah.
Because of architecture, the environment,
the development.
Everybody
is very peaceful. Yeah.
And this is a country that does not have as much oil
I'm telling you. And the least car they drive over there is like Bentley or Ferrari or something.
This is a country that does not have the resource of this country, Congo.
Yeah,
the development of the next generation depends on this cobalt.
Because they make phones with it.
They make phones.
They make smart devices. Everything.
And this. So African countries, we should learn and plan for the future.
Yeah, and the future is electrical cars.
Yes.
And they have it. It's like Nigeria having crude oil too. On the modern era, I hope they do something nice with it, because the sufferness,
it's a good advantage for Congo.
But the sufferness that the citizens are going through in this mine is what the government should look into and help them out with the right adequate equipment, to make it more affordable and to make the citizen benefit more from these natural resources of, cobalt. So my people will be going to the next one. We'll be talking about the reason why African Americans feel more saved in Ghana than other African countries. It's been said, it's viral already. They say they feel more saved in Ghana than any other African country. And you can see 138 people, they had their naming ceremony for them like a few days ago. So what do you think about this? So it means a lot of people are coming to Ghana.
Yes. They have to be safe in Ghana. If you are moving to a country and the government is supporting you, government is saying, come. There's no more assurances you need. It is the country now that say, come, we are ready for you.
For this, and come and contribute to this economy too. I will welcome you people to here.
Ghana authorities must have made adequate preparations.
Oh, for sure.
For them. Now, make a contrast to other African countries. In fact, the language of the world is English.
Yeah.
So, countries that speak English, we have an advantage over countries that speak other languages.
Yeah, for sure.
So, in that line, the next countries in consideration in West Africa will be maybe Gambia and Nigeria. Of course, Gambia is small. What's the population of Gambia is small. Nigeria is a country where foreign countries, consular offices, embassies, we give advisory to people, don't go out. You are limited. So this is not a country where,
because of the ongoing issue in Nigeria,
if they want to come, the country is not safe. So they can. Nigeria has life. Yes, Nigeria has a lot of activities, interesting, but when it is not safe, it is not safe. Safety first, and that is why Ghana is
taking advantage of this.
In recent times, you have seen many countries in Nigeria relocated to Ghana.
Yeah, for sure. Many companies.
Yes, many like companies from
Michelin. A lot of them. I've
read severally how Ghana has improved its power generation.
Even Dele Momodu of Nigeria take his ovation company to Ghana.
And that is one of the best celebrity magazine in Africa.
For sure. Till now.
It's produced in Ghana.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? And this is a person that was once a presidential candidate in Nigeria.
And he's still talking about to help Nigeria.
To help Nigeria, yes.
People over there in the market space in Ghana.
In Ghana, because that is a conducive environment for business to grow.
It's very safe for people.
It's very safe
a
for
lot
people.
of investments,
and it's embarrassing.
A lot of investors going down to Ghana.
They are moving from Nigeria
better
to
business,
Ghana.
And their well orientation and understanding business.
If that is the case, why not foreigners? If Africans cannot survive in Nigeria and can survive in Ghana, why not foreigners go to Ghana? It's natural.
And the government are doing something
Ghana,
great.
I give it to Ghana. Ghana is
safe.
It's safe.
Okay.
Ghana.
So what do you think about this? Or we'll be talking about the next one. What we're going to is, what do you think about a lot of Nigerians talked about Nigerian being the, African giant? That's what we call ourselves. But a lot of other countries now are saying Ghana is the main gateway to Africa. So what do you think about this?
Nigeria is a giant in Africa, no doubt.
Are you talking about population or the money?
No. Generally, Nigeria is a real giant. The only problem that the giant is sick. Yes, the giant is sick. But the giant is sick. If the giant is ill and healthy, no doubt, you can do things. But people say a living dog is better than a dead lion. So a living dog is better than a dead lion. That is the situation. Nigeria is like a dead lion. Ghana is a living dog.
So that's what makes Ghana the main gateway.
Ghana is positioned now
as the gateway.
As the gateway.
And I think the prolific sitting president of Ghana, President Akufo-Addo Dankwa, is really doing a good prominent work. We've seen him in so many Caribbean countries. He went there, talked about the policy of Ghana, even give some, free movement to some Caribbean countries to come to Ghana for business purposes and for other visitation purposes, to add up to the economy. And they give free traveling to some Ghanaians, to some Ghanaians, to some South American countries, some Caribbean countries, for further
it's good. It's
coordination
good.
among these people.
The president is smart. He's taking advantage of the weakness of Nigeria. Every achievement in Nigeria today is on an individual basis.
Oh, for sure. It's not about the government.
It's not about the government. That's the problem. Nigerians all over the world are doing very well in every field. Every
aspect of life.
Every aspect of life, they are doing well. Nigerians, give it to them. They are enterprising, they are hardworking, they are visionary, they are very, very intelligent. Individually, we are doing very well in Nigeria. The problem is the government.
So you accepted that Ghana is the main gateway to Africa?
Ghana is.
So do you accept that we're the giant of Africa?
We are the giant. I said it, but we are sick. That is the problem.
I don't think we're the giant of Africa.
We are the giant.
Because we have South Africa, which are making good money and good. A lot of people are tripping into South Africa and even Egypt too.
That is what I'm saying. Nigeria is sick. That is the problem. We are the giant, but we are sick.
It's a sick giant.
It's a sick giant.
So my people will be going to the next topic. On my platform, Mr. Steve Ade has been giving me a lot of prolific insight, and he's been making this a very prolific topic on this platform today. So we'll be talking about the World Cup, the just past World Cup in Qatar that they just finished. The Qatar authorities and FIFA, they are into some prolific investigation about Saltbae. Saltbae is like a prolific, Arabian, which own a steak, house for people that want to eat meat, goat meat, different kind of dimension of meat at Saltbae. They had it everywhere in the world, in America, in California, in UAE, just name it. You see Saltbae. You see Saltbae with the style of putting salt on the stuff. So this guy went to the pitch after the match of Argentina, where on a proper level, nobody had the chance to go there if you're not part of the footballers that won the trophy. Even the people that lost in the final don't even have access to touch the trophy. And Saltbae went there biting the medal, kissing the trophy from the Argentina players. So what do you think about it? Even holding Messi in an awkward way. So what do you think about it? So now they're having this investigation on him because, it has happened before in 2004.
Saltbae to me is somebody I can call like a celebrity restaurant owner.
Yeah.
So he's familiar to the big shots in the society.
He knows everybody.
Yeah, he knows
like
everybody.
Very close to Ronaldo, the Brazilian Ronaldo, and close to the Portuguese Ronaldo to Christopher Carlos. Carlos too was there in his restaurant at the World Cup. A lot of people go there. Even most of the Argentina players know this brother.
He serves big shots in the society.
Yeah.
So he's familiar with some of these players.
So, but why
he was at the World Cup. And as you said, the rule is that except you are a winner, you are not entitled to leave the trophy. You are not entitled to it. World Cup trophy, to me, is the biggest prize in the whole world in terms of sports.
Yeah.
So it is giving a kind of special recognition.
For sure.
Only winners are entitled to it.
To touch it.
Now, this is somebody who felt he was familiar with some of these players and maybe used his personality to gain access to that pitch. Security should have stopped him.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Nobody stopped him.
Yeah, nobody stopped. So he went there.
He took picture with Di Maria, with Papa, with Messi. Yes. A lot of people.
So he went to the pitch and wanted to have a feel of the trophy. That would have been maybe pardonable to me. But he went there, it's like, do or die, I must touch
it. Yeah, you can see the eagerness. Yeah,
grab it
from the child.
He grabbed it and was
kissing, touching, and everything.
This breached FIFA protocol.
And this is not the first time. Rihanna did the same thing in 2014.
Yeah, Rihanna did the same thing in 2014.
But do you think the investigation should be something very long, or they should have just sanctioned him straight up?
Normally everybody is innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah,
so
right.
That's what they are doing. They still need to do the investigation. The investigation may be from security and how did he gain access
to the pitch.
Is that a kind of collusion or something?
Yeah.
So that is what. But of course, there should be a sanction. Because if there's no sanction, somebody else will do it.
You do the same thing, and they shouldn't just take it to. They just make it like every World Cup I have to go there to show myself and promote myself. You know.
Because this is a kind of promotion for himself.
For
it's
sure.
Kind of advert. Everybody's talking about him now.
For sure.
Those who did not know him, who is this man? What does he do? So it's a kind of publicity for himself.
Publicity stunts.
Yeah, stunts. Yes.
So my people will be going to the next one. We'll be talking about why a lot of Caribbean countries have their interest in West Africa, not Nigeria, not Togo, not other African countries, but they have their interest in Ghana. Most of the Caribbean countries.
I know you said the other time that the president of Ghana visited Caribbean countries.
Yeah, for their partnership.
Yeah, for their partnership
and their
business.
support.
Yes. That is a kind
of... but why do you think he left other countries and go to the Caribbean?
No, the Caribbeans are mostly of black origin.
Okay.
They are mostly, So if you check their DNA, of course, you can easily trace them back to Africa.
But a lot of Ghanaians think most of the Ghanaians they took in slavery, they took into the Caribbean. Like most of the Jamaicans, Barbados and Antigua, which the prolific president of Ghana, President Akufo-Addo Dankwa, have already went there. It's viral. Everybody know about it. They even have free visa fee to go between themselves, to travel to the Caribbean country.
Yeah. The other time we are talking of how difficult or easy it will be for Nigeria, Africans in America or in UK to return home and stay. This is like an offshoot of it. The president really wants these people back home.
For sure. He's really doing a good job.
He's really doing a good job.
Yeah, and they nominate him to be one of the best in Africa now too.
As much as these people can come home,
it's going to help the economy.
It's going to help. And I believe, Caribbean countries are not as developed as Europe.
Yes, you're right.
So it is easier from people from all those countries to come back to Africa than from people in Europe or America. So if you can convince them and make them comfortable, and make bilateral trade business, it is good. It is good. Even we from Africa, we feel more at home in Caribbean countries than in Europe.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So
you can see the Burna Boy.
There's not going to be discrimination if you go to the Caribbean.
You can see the Burna Boy concert in Jamaica with popcorn and everybody. Ashafa Poor, like the athletic, board of Jamaica was there. Everybody was there singing Angelina, and they're having fun in Jamaica. And this, once upon a time, is only Jamaican artists that come to Africa. And now most of the Nigerian artists are going over there, and African artists are going over there. It's not only Burna Boy that go there. A lot of people perform that night, and a lot of people have been going there, like people like Stonebwoy from Ghana that do dancehall, Afrobeat, like Shatawale, some Bebe Cool from Uganda. A lot of people have been going to Jamaica, and a lot of people feel them struggling to be brothers and sisters, and mostly Ghanaians believe their next country out of Ghana and Nigeria is Jamaica. They do believe that.
Yeah.
They do believe that. So my people will be going to the next one. We'll be talking about Black Americans and Mexicans family on reparation, because it's been said that some money will be given to the African American FBA family, the foundational Black American family, that their family go through hard time in slavery and everything in the American history. So they want to give them reparation back. And the Mexican family now, people from the Latinx side, Latinos, they are talking it and speaking it out, like, why will you give this money to African Americans? And some people state their mind. They say they're lazy, they don't want to do no job, that if African Americans get their reparation, like the Jewish people do and other people they've been giving to, like, them too want their reparation, because this is their homeland. They believe they burnt their houses and pushed them away in the 80s. That the slave trade started 1886. That the Mexican and the Taino and all these Latino have been in America since 1846. So what do you think about this?
There's nothing.
Do they
wrong.
need to fight?
No, there's no need to fight for
So
anything.
why do they say they shouldn't give the African American the reparation?
No, to me, it's a form of seeking for recognition themselves. Because reparation for African American has been on board for some time.
Yeah, for sure.
So maybe they feel this is coming to fruition. It's coming to see the light of the day. So they need to put their own cost in. So that is the way I see it. If American government, for instance, want to pay reparation, nobody can stop them.
Because they deserve it.
If they really want to.
The cruelness and the high brutality that the African American slavery go through in America, there's no other country in the world.
Mental torture that existed in human race that is worse than
the slavery. Okay, but these Mexican people, the Latino people, they have black people in them. We're supposed to be one people.
Yes.
Why are they the one going against? Even the white people are not saying nothing. But these Latinos people are walk over here in the United States of America. They like to put mouth in our issue. They like to control us, treat us like we nobody.
In America today, of all the races in America today, the black and the Latinos are among the poorest.
I do know. Even the black make more money than the Latinos.
Of course.
So,
because I still believe the blacks even go to school more than the Latinos.
Yeah, they do. Because, they can speak English. And some of the Latinos, they come from, Honduras, Spanish-speaking countries.
So
it takes them a long time to learn the languages.
Good. So they are just, to me, they are just seeking for attention too. So that if you want to do this thing, remember, that we are part of it. We are part of it. No matter how much or how small, they are looking for recognition. That is the way I see it. You can't stop American government from doing anything. Nobody stops American government. If they are ready to do it, they do it.
I'm just surprised that they're the one coming out, to fight against the FBA. It shouldn't be like that.
The FBA, to me, is a formidable force. In America, the African American form a recognizable population.
You're right.
They have a force that is strong enough.
Very powerful.
Very powerful. I think we can see that in George Floyd's death. You see all over the country.
The enforcement, the togetherness, the unity.
At that
they
time,
have more unity than us. I can say that too.
So that is a force black population in America is a force far bigger than that of the Latinos.
You know, a lot of issues have been coming up in California. The California executive, like in LA, there was a racist remark from one of their chief over there from the Latinx community that insulted a black son of a white, associate. And, she stepped down already, and a lot of people have come out to talk about this. But are these people supposed to be treating black people the way they're treating bad people? They're not even hiding it. On TikTok, they come out to talk about this reparation, like we're lazy, we don't want to do nothing. Why are they the one coming against us? Why?
No, I've told you, when you are done,
yeah,
the only people you can attack are the people that are down, not the people that
fight and conquer.
The Latino cannot fight the white. They cannot.
Never.
Yeah, so,
you see them, they just bow.
They just
yes,
bow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is the only way, an opportunity they have to voice their own opinion or to voice their own interest or demand. However, racism has no place anywhere. Racist remark should be condemned everywhere.
For sure.
I've seen somebody who racism has no place. Some time ago, I think a year or two now, at Starbucks.
Yeah.
Starbucks that serves coffee.
Yeah.
A black man went to use the restroom. They deny him using the restroom.
A lot of Latino people do that.
So
they follow us in every store that we walk.
So this one generated a problem to the extent that they had to sack the manager of that restaurant. People like that. But I don't want to say I don't want to give a blanket judgment on Latinos. There are some of them I believe are still good. That in every race they are bad people. So I just want to believe that this one's talking are the black among the Latinos.
Okay, so I'm not putting them down too, and I'm not insulting them. We're just giving insight. On my platform, It's all about unity. It's all about the growth. It's all about the greatness of the people around the world in togetherness and oneness. So we'll be going to the next one. We'll be talking about the biggest, Afrobeat artist in 2022. The Afrobeat recap in the whole of Africa, not even Nigeria. What do you think are the best artists in 2022?
In Nigeria?
Recap. Yeah, in Nigeria, in Africa. You can talk about Ghana. What do you think?
When we talk about entertainment in Africa, Nigeria has it.
For sure.
Take movie industry. Nigeria has the third biggest in the whole world after Hollywood and Bollywood. Hollywood in US, Bollywood
then you have
in India.
Nollywood in Nigeria.
You have Nollywood. We have the third biggest. Of all the music stars in Africa, no matter how they will do the ranking, they will not put the Nigerian stars in the first three. There's no way they want to do the ranking.
Why?
Because we have the stars.
Oh, okay, you are.
To me, as much as I know, Angelique Kidjo is the only one that has won Grammy more than once.
You're right.
Nigerians, we have two Nigerians on that. In the last 3 years, we have two Nigerians.
We have a drummer and Burna Boy.
We have Whiskey with the other.
Yeah, Thames. Yeah, you're right.
So Nigeria is on the global map when it comes to entertainment. So when we are talking about 2022 Afro music, of course, Whiskey is there because his music essence last summer in the US is top of the chart,
and it's one of the highest award winner in African music. Yes. 141 awards.
In fact, it's the highest.
Yeah, Burna Boy had Davido had 90, while Burna Boy had 89.
So these are top 3 musicians in Africa. But when we go by global reckoning,
and
Grammy is the topmost.
For sure.
And Angelique Kidjo has won it more than everybody.
And we have other prolific artists too, like, we talk about in South Africa, the Amapiano movement and the rap industry in South Africa is growing high, but most of the stars truly come from Nigeria. We have Tiwa Savage, Whiskey, Stonebwoy from Ghana, Shatta Wale from Ghana, because Shatta Wale had a good year for me, I won't lie. Even his show in the Ghana National Stadium, you can see he try to put people around with, with his performance. We know Shatta Wale is a man of controversy. He like people should talk about him. But you know, a lot of people did their runs too in 2022. Like a lot of people, some prolific rapper from South Africa, in Ghana, in Nigeria, in Kenya. You know, they even have the NSC artistry, where a lot of prolific artists around other African countries to showcase their talent. So I know the recap in 2022 is a good one, and is a very big one for Nigeria as a whole, because Burna Boy is a big year for Burna Boy, is a big year for Thames, is a big year for Wizkid and Davido. He performed at the World Cup.
Yes, he did.
He performed at the World Cup.
Even Kiss Daniel
performed at the World Cup. Patoranking performed at the World Cup. Stonebwoy of Ghana performed at the World Cup. You know, a lot of other prolific people too. This is what we're saying. Like, African music is moving to the front zone. Look at the way they welcome Burna Boy in Jamaica. People flown in from Japan, from the United States of America, from UK, people that can't meet his show over here. They went home from Christmas. They went to Jamaica and they really enjoyed themselves. He's not the only one. He performed with Popcorn, his girlfriend, Lillian Ike, a lot of prolific Jamaican heavyweight musician. And this is the rise of Afrobeat, which I know is going to last for a while, because we don't talk about guns. We don't call women names. Yeah. We don't talk about foul languages. We just talked about the African culture, the beauty of the African women, and the future for African kids. That's what we talked about in Afrobeat. So 2022 is a great year for African people, for Nigerian people, and we'll be looking for the forthcoming 2023 year. So we'll be going to the last topic for today. We'll be talking about the Arsenal Football Club. They're topping the Premiership now. Do you think after a long time, like 20-something years, they're going to lift this trophy at this Premiership?
I wish they will lift the trophy. I wish. Because this season, they've been doing very, very well.
Yeah.
In fact, before beginning of the season, I never thought they would be this good. But sure, now, they are doing very, very well. And I think it is their time now.
Yeah, to shine.
Especially, I hate monopoly. I hate it when it's only one team
that wins every time.
That wins every
like
time.
The way Man City yes, trashing people, Liverpool keep beating people.
No, let's have a fresh team at the top of the league. I pray Arsenal will do that.
And they still have a lot of young players too.
Yeah, no, they always have young players.
Gabriel Jesus, you know, the Saka, a lot of Nketiah, a lot of prominent people that play for the Arsenal club side.
Yes.
And I hope they leave this trophy this time, because they have a lot of young players.
And
enormous young players that they put their life on the line for this team at this time. You know, my people, on AfricaUnitytv with KingIdris is for the growth of Africa, for our unification, and for our growth, for a better world for the African children. You know, I'm just out here to give you guys prolific insight. We'll be coming out week by week to give you guys adequate insight about the African history and what is going on around the world. So my people will be coming to an end of the segment today. Mr. Steve Ade, I really appreciate you with the prolific insight you give to us today. I hope we'll come back for other topics too. So what do you think? What do you have to say to our people?
It's always my pleasure to be here. So as time permits, I'll be here always.
By God's grace. So my people, please subscribe and share our content. I promise you guys, you'll never regret this on this platform, on AfricaUnitytv. We're gonna do all the best to give you guys the good insight and the best of the best content on this platform. So my people will be coming to an end of the segment today. We'll be saying one Africa, one people, one unity. Africa Unity to the world. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, my people.